Almost every first-time cruiser will make one of these 14 mistakes. But hey, I have tips for you to stop you from making the mistakes and save you money. Come on, let's talk about it. Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is Cruising with Mo, and I'm Mo, Monica, and I am here to help you save money on your cruises, give you tips and tricks and hacks and review ships and cruise news. So let's talk about it. Today, we're talking about the 14 things. Actually, it's probably more than 14, but we'll just go over 14 mistakes that first-time cruisers tend to make that totally sets the tone for whether or not they're going to cruise for a lifetime or they're one and done. The first mistake that people sometimes make is not selecting the right type of ship for what they want to accomplish. What do I mean? Well, there's about four or five different types of cruises, or cruise ships, or classes of cruise ships, I should say, that people can sail on. And I have another video that goes into more detail. So for this one, for just purposes of helping you understand that there is a difference, you've got everything from like a riverboat cruise to the mega ships of like Carnival, and then ships in between. So depending on whether or not you want a luxurious type of vacation, or are you wanting something that's fun and relaxed or more sophisticated, something for the family, or something that's adults only or kid friendly, or do you want a lot of decks, or do you want something smaller with just a few decks? All of that will impact the amount of fun that you are going to have on your cruise. So I suggest checking out the ship before you purchase and making sure that the vibe of the cruise line fits you. For example, I'm a Carnival cruiser. Carnival cruises are resort feel. They're very casual, a lot of amenities, a lot of activities, a lot of add-ons and upgrades too, but you can have a wonderful vacation. Well, I can have a wonderful vacation with just about just the things that they offer and not really going above and beyond that. I've got other friends that cruise for 30 days and they want the more exotic locations and a smaller cruise ship for just a different kind of vibe. So, number one, make sure that the cruise ship you're on is going to fit your lifestyle and what it is that you want to accomplish on your vacation. Number two, not selecting your own cabin, but allowing the cruise ship to do it for you. So when you go on a site, and I'm typically a Caribbean cruiser, so I have gone to Alaska, but most of my videos are going to be tailored more towards the Caribbean type cruises, the mega ships, the ones that are most common: Carnival, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Princess Holland, those types of ships. But so anyway, so a lot of times when you're booking your cruise, they'll say, hey, you pay this rate if you select your own cabin, or you pay this rate, which is usually less if you allow us to select a cabin within your category. So let's say you select a balcony cabin, right? And you say, okay, you can tell me where I'm going to sleep. You can tell me which balcony cabin I'm going to get. And then come cruise day, you discover there's an obstruction. There's a big pole or something in front of your balcony, and it totally disturbs what you wanted for your cruise. Well, it's because you allowed the cruise ship to do it. So I suggest that you select your cabin when you are making your reservations for a cruise. You could also be, maybe you're a quiet sleeper or early sleeper. And they put you, beneath the nightclub. Or maybe you love the activities, but they put you all the way on the other side of the ship where you're closer to the dining, or vice versa. Or you're susceptible to motion sickness, right? And they put you on the ends where if you've got, if motion sickness, or you're prone to motion sickness, you really want to be more in the center, because that's where you're going to feel the less amount of movement of the waves. So it's really important. I think it's worth spending a little bit more to make sure that you are going to sleep exactly where you want to sleep. Number three, A lot of first-time cruisers make this mistake because which is not taking into account all the add-ons beyond just the fare. You know, you see these great rates and you think, awesome, $50, $100. I can do a cruise for $400, 7 days, 8 days. Well, yeah, but you also have to add in taxes and port fees and gratuities, and hopefully you're getting vacation protection. And so that 400 something dollar fare is now 750, right? And then you've got your excursions, you've got all the tipping that you do to get you from the airport to the port, and then you tip the porters at the port. And it's just, it really does add up. You might want to do a spa package, that could be a couple $100 on the trip. So and of course you always think about trinkets and things like that, souvenirs. But a lot of these other expenses you don't necessarily think about. The specialty dining restaurants, the beverage package, if you're someone who purchases that, which we do talk about those add-ons in more detail in another video. This video is just letting you know that there are definitely going to be other expenses beyond just your fare, and you really do need to budget for it, all right? The fourth one, now this one will save you some money, right? Before we talk about this one, if you like this video or if you find it helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. Please subscribe if you're interested in more videos like this, and you'll be notified. I typically try and produce one, unless life happens. I usually try and get out at least one a week. So anyway, the fourth one, not tracking your fare for price changes. This is big. A lot of times people don't realize it. But once you book your cruise, a lot of times you're paying for it, right? So you check the site throughout the, let's say your cruise is 6 months out. So periodically go back online and check the fare for your exact cruise, your cruise line, your dates, your deck that you're going to be staying on. And if the price has gone down, you contact the cruise line. This is particularly true with Carnival. You contact the cruise line, you let them know. If you've paid for your cruise in full, they will offer you the difference in the form of an onboard credit. If you're still paying on your cruise, then a lot of times they'll just reduce the amount that you owe. So it's definitely well worth it. I check whenever I book a cruise. I'm on that site 3, 4, 5 times a week, just looking. I've been told Tuesdays are a great day. I don't know that to be true, but it's just something I've heard. But definitely check the fare, and if it goes down, notify them so you can save money. Number 5, overpacking or underpacking or not packing properly. That can absolutely, I won't say ruin your cruise, but it just can be a little bit of a downer. You bring way more things than you need. You've got more luggage than you need, and it's cumbersome and it's a pain in the butt. Or on the flip side, you underpack. You forget, that it can get chilly in the evenings and you should have packed a sweater or a lightweight jacket. You forget closed-toed shoes and you're going to be doing some kind of sporting activity on one of the excursions where sandals are just not appropriate. Or you forget your bathing suit, or, just all kinds of things like that. You forget essential medications that you need, or sunblock or sunscreen, those types of things. Those it won't ruin your trip, and typically you could probably buy what you need, but it'll be added expense, and it just be a little frustrating. So pack wisely. I've got other videos that will help you know what to pack and some tricks there too. So be sure to check out my channel, because I've got more videos to help you have the best cruise experience possible, and more videos constantly coming. So check back often. Okay, number 6. Another one that'll save you a lot of money. Put your cell phone in airplane mode, right? So most times we don't think about the fact that the settings on our phone are probably automatically fetching email or other things that will consume data. When you are in the middle of the ocean in international waters, you're roaming. And if you have not put your phone in airplane mode or shut off those the apps on your phone that will automatically fetch data, and download it to your phone, you could come back home and your next bill could be $400 or $500 more because of charges that you didn't even realize you were racking up. So this is huge. Make sure you put your phone in airplane mode when you're on the ship. Make sure you stop all of those automatic push notifications or the push of data to your email, and contact your cell phone provider and find out if there's some kind of international calling plan that maybe you could do for the week or two that you are at sea. That'll save you a lot of money. Okay, number 7, stressing over the dress code. Don't do it, especially if you're on one of the ships that are more relaxed. I think everyone who considers a cruise, or most people who consider a cruise, know about, formal night. And sometimes people do go all out. They wear tuxedos, they wear cocktail dresses, ball gowns, dinner, evening gowns. Wonderful, but you don't have to do it. For men, a nice pair of slacks and a button-up shirt and loafers are fine. For women, just a really pretty sundress. You don't have to get all dressed up if you don't want to. You certainly can if you do want to. And if you're really uncomfortable still, there's other places to eat on the ship. So don't stress over the dress code. Wear what you want to wear, unless you're on one of the more luxury, formal ships that are really more for the mature type crowd. You'll probably be just fine with whatever you choose to do. Okay, this is another one. Booking your cruise and it's not in your legal name. What do I mean? Let's say your name is Tony. Well, your name is Anthony, but you sign up on the website, the cruise website, under Tony. And then you find a cruise you like and you make your reservations. Well, it's under Tony, not Anthony. When you get to the port and they're checking your information, your boarding pass, they'll see Tony booked this trip, but Anthony is what's on the government issued ID. And it could create a headache. Or like I'm Mo. When I'm traveling, I'm Monica. So I make sure that when I make my reservations, I make them in my legal name, and then I don't have any problems when I'm trying to board. So just pay attention to that. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it can be when you're trying to get on that ship and they're saying these two things don't match. Number 9, booking your flight for the same day that you are to set sail. I'll be honest, I typically do that. I'm always taking a gamble. I'm always praying, oh Lord, let everything work out well. It's really not wise to do. You really should come in the day before, because flights get delayed or canceled. Things happen. If you're driving, you could get a flat tire, all kinds of things, weather-related issues. And you just don't want the stress of trying to get there and you can't, and then you miss it, and now you've got the added expense of trying to fly to the first port that you can. You've missed days of your cruise. It's just, you don't want to do that. So when at all possible, book for like a day in advance. Maybe stay near the port, or as close to the port as you can, and you'll set your time, your check-in time, and you could just have a more of an easy breezy embarkation day versus very stressed out. So try and book your flight and come in a day early. Number 10, this one is also huge, but not getting travel insurance. I first started doing that when my grandmother was getting older, and I just, I like to travel, but if something happened with her health and, I had to try and get back, or I had to cancel at the last minute, I didn't want to lose my money. So I started getting vacation protection, and my grandmother lived to be 100, yay. And so now she's passed on, she's gone on to glory. But I still get vacation protection, because you really don't know what may come up, and you don't want your investment, which could be thousands of dollars, to be lost. So a 8-day cruise, it might be $130 a person. It's well worth it. We had another situation where a family member got heat stroke on a cruise, and they had to open up the medical bay, and he needed emergency treatment, and we ended up with a bill that said you needed emergency treatment. And it was just really nice to be able to submit those bills and get reimbursed. So what we got back, the amount that we paid, it paid for itself. is what I'm trying to say. So definitely consider it when you're checking out and making your final selections. When you're purchasing your cruise, there's an option for vacation protection. I highly recommend that you get it. Um, Number 11, something you don't necessarily think about till you're in the awkward space, and that's not bringing small bills. You should have some singles, some fives with you because you're going to be tipping the world between, especially if you're flying in between the airport and, and the porters at, when you get to the cruise. So just have some small bills so you can, because it's customary to tip. I want to say it's like $3 a bag or whatever, but I'm sure people appreciate whatever you give them. But you just want to make sure that you have, a lot of singles. Also, you want small bills when you are doing excursions, and there might be some little trinkets that you want to buy. You do not necessarily want to whip out a credit card, an island that you're unfamiliar with. So that's just my tip there. And number 12. I made this mistake, and I will not make this mistake anymore. Well, I don't make this mistake anymore. And that's not taking advantage of everything that's included. There are shows, activities, games, just so much, so many places to eat. There's so much to do that is truly included in the price of your cruise that I recommend when you first get on. Day one, take a look, see what the itinerary is for the week. See, every day they're going to give you slip a sheet that lets you know, or maybe in your Carnival, your Hub app, or Carnival, the cruise app for Carnival is called the Hub. So I'm sure the others have apps as well. And anyway, what you want to do is take a look and see what activities are coming up. It could be yoga classes or whatever. They've got a gym if you want to, if you're a fitness person, you want to stay healthy. They've got, a lot of times they have a track upstairs that you can run, which just is amazing, in the early morning when the cruise ship isn't, the people aren't really up yet. It's just awesome. Anyway, take advantage, see what the cruise has, and just involve yourself and have a really, really good time. This one, number 13, is truly my issue, and that's over planning. I will plan every minute of every vacation day and get home and be exhausted and need a vacation from my vacation. So don't do that. Don't do that. My mom used to joke, or she still jokes, that when we would travel together, which we did a lot when I was in my 20s, she's like, we get there, whether it was cruising or land vacation, and I snatch up all the, brochures, different things that we can do, and then plan out every single day. And then I would budget in the free day, which is so stupid, but I would budget in free time to make sure that I allowed myself time to just be spontaneous. And I recommend you do that as well, when you're going on a cruise. You don't have to go to port every single time. You don't have to do an excursion every single time. Make your cruise about what's going to rejuvenate you and make you feel really good and glad that you went and want to come back. So that's something I still struggle with. I'm getting better, but my tip does help me. I hope that it will help you as well. And number 14, this is a really big one too. You only have to make this mistake once to never make it again, and that's booking your flight home too early. Usually by the time you wake up on debarkation day, you're already back at port. You're already back where you belong. By 8 o'clock, everyone's really getting off the ship. But it can take a while, especially if you're on a mega ship that's got over 3,000 passengers and you come off basically by zone, for lack of a better word, and it could take a while. And if you have a flight, you might be stressing because you have to get off the ship, but you also have to get through customs, and you just don't want to do that to yourself. So if at all possible, if you don't stay, a night at in your port city and then fly out the next day, then at least get like an afternoon flight or something after 12 or after 1, so that you give yourself time to get through the whole process of getting off the ship, getting your luggage, and getting to the airport, airport traffic, the traffic from the cruise to the airport. You just really want to give yourself time. So, and that'll make it less stressful. You can enjoy maybe a nice breakfast that morning before you even get off if you have a flight booked for later in the day. So anyway, that's it. Those are 14 tips. I certainly do hope you found them helpful. Again, like I said, if the video helped you, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel. Give that thumbs up, and you'll know when I post new videos. You have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.